Welcome back, friends and fictional folk, to You Can Certainly Fry, the weekly show where I tell you how to butcher and eat your favorite tabletop RPG monsters. Mind flayers, also known as Ill-ithids, are quite well known amongst the tabletop RPG community for eating brains. Unfortunately, they can't eat just any brains. No, they need a certain threshold of intelligence for the brain to be both nutritious and tasty to them. The smarter the creature, the tastier and more nutritious the brain. This has, of course, led most Mind Flayer civilizations to view other sapient species as little more than cattle. However, contrary to what many might believe, not all Mind Flayers think this way, and some have sought methods of cohabitation with species that would normally be considered their food source. The way they've done this is by consuming the brains of nearly sapient species, such as dolphins, ravens, crows, octopodes, chimpanzees, and elephants, etc. Now these animals are far from the most common, except maybe with the exception of corvids. Luckily, however, a Mind Flayer only needs to consume about one sapient brain per month, or about one sapient brain for every 2 weeks. And while they prefer fresh brains, that isn't always feasible. Thus, a tradition of pickling brains is quite common, even amongst the crueler Mind Flayers, simply because it's good to have backup food. This is actually a culinary tradition I forgot to mention in my Goblin video. Now this pickling process is a bit pungent, so many Mind Flayers have developed ways of essentially seasoning their pickled brains, or even slicing it up into thin patties and grilling them. I've actually had a raven brain burger prepared for me by a Mind Flayer, and it had a similar texture and flavor profile as a mushroom burger. It's always a little tense when a Mind Flayer invites you to dinner, but some of their colonies really are trying to be more peaceful, and I have to commend them for that. And if you want to learn how to make these recipes in your own games, check out the link in my bio.